Welcome back, everyone. Lancescurv here, coming at you with another video in deep introspection. You know, I look at things all over the media, and that's what brought me a level of notoriety maybe 10 years ago coming on up. And we're going back to that formula. I talk about everything. And when I say I talk about everybody, I don't mean I talk about everybody, but I talk about situations that we can learn from. And recently, I just happened to come across a clip from Piers Morgan, the television show where they do interviews with actor Kevin Spacey. Now, many of you may or may not know Kevin Spacey or what he's done as an actor, television guy, and just all over the entertainment world. And I didn't even know he did so much because I really don't follow Hollywood like that, because I have certain feelings toward Hollywood, because I know Hollywood is all about illusion. Although they do put entertaining things out, Hollywood is not there to entertain. Hollywood is there to program your thinking. And because of that, you know, I kind of handle it with a long-handled spoon. And I filter how I absorb the stuff that they put out. It's almost like when you go over someone's house and you eat at their house, and one of the people that ate the same food get terribly sick and almost lose their life. You kind of don't want to go back to that house to eat. Even though everybody else might have been 10 other people, they didn't get sick. It's like, I'm not going to risk it. I don't know what that was all about. Well, Kevin Spacey is a very accomplished actor. And I want to read something from Wikipedia, which is public. And bear with me, maybe a paragraph or two, just to set the stage. But this is not about just Kevin Spacey. But the reason why I wanted to focus on this is because so many of us, let's just say folks, regular working folks, we look at these stars who have been, and this is what they call them now, stars, right? That's not my lingo. We look at what they've accomplished and say, they're celebrities. They're stars. They have lots of money. I mean, they're rolling in money. And something can happen, a misjudgment, maybe something that people claim that happened, that it was a lawsuit, a sickness, whatever it may be, or financial irresponsibility, which we have to understand that you can do everything perfect in your life, but you can do something irresponsible as far as your conduct and lose it all still too. It's a tightrope, walking a tightrope on a windy day. But there are things that you can do to secure yourself. But first, let me just set the stage, and I'm doing it this way so you can see how vast his resume is. And I'm not going to read everything because this thing is long. You can go to Kevin Spacey on Wikipedia, and I will drop these links that I'm going to use on Lancescurv.com. On Lancescurv.com at the corresponding post that's going to have this video. Always go to Lancescurv.com. You'll find everything, no matter who strikes me or boots me off their platform, everything that I do. If you're missing stuff, go to Lancescurv.com. I don't know how many times I've said it. People still don't know. Lance, I don't see your stuff anymore. Where are you? Lancescurv.com. Oh, you never said that? In one ear and out the next. But anyway, Kevin Spacey, Fowler. I guess that's his last name, but he used Spacey. It sounds a little cooler. Born on July 26, 1959, is an American actor known for his work on stage and screen. He has received numerous accolades, including 2 Academy Awards, a BAFTA, that's what I'll call it, award, a Golden Globe, I'm thinking about Golden Gloves, right? A Golden Globe, I said glove, thinking gloves, and I saw the B. A Golden Globe Award, a Tony Award, and 2 Laurence Olivier Awards, as well as nominations for 12 Emmy Awards. Spacey was named an honorary Knight Commander of the Order of the British Empire in 2015. I'm going to read off some of his movies. Maybe you saw it or not. Spacey began his film career with small roles in Mike Nichols' comedy drama films Heartburn in 1986, Working Girl 1988. He also won 2 Academy Awards, Best Supporting Actor for playing a con man in The Usual Suspects, 1995, and Best Actor for playing a suburban husband and father going through a midlife crisis in American Beauty, 1999. His other films include Glengarry Glen Ross, 1992, Outbreak, 1995, Seven, 1995, A Time to Kill, 1996, LA Confidential, 1997, Pay It Forward, 2000, Superman Returns, 2006, 21, 2008, Margin Call, 2011, Horrible Bosses, 2011, and Baby Driver, 2017. He has also directed the films Albino Alligator in 1996 and Beyond the Sea in 2004. Whew. I just want to give you the feeling that this is not a hit or miss guy. This guy's been busy. He might have taken a year or two off in these movies and stuff, but remember, he's been in Broadway theater, he's been on television, HBO films and different things, and dealing with Netflix. Oh, God, this guy. Who else has been busier than him? Please tell me, right? So, needless to say, as his popularity grew, I don't know what's in this man's pocket. Oh, you know what's so funny? He went to the same school my mother went to, Juilliard School. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. It kind of knocked me back when I saw that, because I'm thinking it's just for singing. Maybe it's acting too. I didn't know that. But it kind of gives you the feel that, listen, this guy appears to be smart on his movies. He's an actor, a brilliant actor, consistent. Obviously, his skills were in demand. He always got work. After a while, I think he had to probably turn down some stuff because he's a versatile actor. And the times that I've seen him, I can't even remember the movies that I've seen him in, but I've seen a few of the movies, and he's always convincing in his roles, okay? Always convincing, to the point of like a Denzel Washington who is always convincing in his roles. So he comes off sincere, he comes off genuine, and he totally submerges himself in the role. Just like you'd say a Robert De Niro or Al Pacino. To me, I hold him in the same level, even though they're going to be a step above, of course, a longer career, but he's very impressive, right? So that being said, we see people like him and other people like him, and we say to ourselves, oh, he has money. He's in the movies. You have people who might do one movie and not be the main character and get a certain amount of money, and they blow it. And you think that because you see them over and over, it's just like these rappers. We see them in the videos with all the cars, and those cars are rented by production. The models, they're not pulling the models. Those are not women who hang around them unless they want money from them. So it's all illusion. But when we see that he has been in this thing for so long, his bank account cannot be an illusion. So that being said, I'm going to read another piece off of an article to bring you up to par, and then I'm going to pay. What's wrong with me? I'm not going to cut this part out. I really want to get into this topic. I'm going to play a clip of Kevin Spacey as he was on Piers Morgan's show 5 days ago, 5 days from the time of this audio, which today is Sunday, June 16th, 2024. So if you say it's old news, you're watching an old video if it's 2 years from now, okay? So this is from CelebrityNetWorth.com, right? And the title is, and it's written by Brian Warner, got to give credit, and I will also put this link on Lancescurv.com, the corresponding post. Always go to Lancescurv.com. The title is, Kevin Spacey says he has no more money. Actually, it's even worse than that. And you know what? Before I even get into the article, let me play the clip. Listen to this. It's really quick. This is him admitting that he has nothing left. Here it is.
Where do you live now?
Well, it's funny you asked that question, because this week, where I have been living in Baltimore, is being foreclosed on. My house is being sold at auction.
Really?
So I have to go back to Baltimore and put all my things in storage.
Really?
So the answer to that question is, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to live now, but I've been in Baltimore for since we started shooting House of Cards there.
So how long is that?
I moved there in 2012.
So this has been your home for 12 years?
Well, not this particular place, but this place has been my home and Evan and Lucy's home since 2016.
Why is it being foreclosed?
Because I can't pay the bills that I owe.
Are you facing bankruptcy?
Been a couple of times when I thought I was going to file, but we've managed to sort of dodge it, at least as of today.
How much money do you have?
None.
Really?
Well, I mean, you have some sense of legal bills.
Yeah.
I still owe a lot of legal bills that I have not been able to pay.
You're actually in debt?
Yes.
Do you mind me asking how much you owe?
It's considerable.
Millions?
Many millions, yes. The house itself is many millions.
What are you going to do?
Get back on the horse.
Okay. How can he get into this position? Well, let's read this article really quick, and you'll understand why. At the peak of his career, we estimate that Kevin Spacey's net worth was north of $50 million. $50 million. Perhaps as high as $70 million. Even with a few personal and legal controversies, that should have been a large enough fortune to last a lifetime, right? Maybe not. In an interview with Piers Morgan that just aired in the UK, Spacey revealed he had no more money at all. In fact, he has barely avoided filing for bankruptcy several times and owes millions of dollars in legal and mortgage debt. In the interview, Piers directly asked Kevin a series of blunt questions about his current finances, and this is what I'm going to do. In addition to the clip, I'll put the link for the whole video on Lancescurv.com, all right, on the corresponding post. But I'm going to just read this off, and you heard it already on the clip. Morgan, are you facing bankruptcy? Spacey, we've managed to sort of dodge it, at least as of today. Morgan says, how much money do you have? Spacey says, none. I still owe a lot of legal bills that I have not been. And then Morgan cut him off and said, you're actually in debt? Spacey says, yes. Morgan says, do you mind me asking how much you owe? Spacey says, it's considerable, many millions. Okay, here's the rest of the article that's going to explain his downfall. The rise. In the 1990s and 2000s, Kevin Spacey was one of the most beloved and highest paid actors in the world. He won his first Academy Award as a supporting actor. Now, I'm going to skip those because I already read those out. Spacey earns tens of millions from his film acting roles. At his absolute career peak in the early 2000s, Kevin could easily earn $10 million to star in a major film and $5 million for a supporting role. He then earned another fortune from Netflix. In fact, Netflix owes its entire streaming model partly to Spacey. According to legend, back when the company was primarily mailing DVDs, it wanted to get into the original content game. So executives looked at the company's own customer usage data to reverse engineer a hit original series. Their data showed that Netflix customers liked political dramas, movies that starred Kevin Spacey, and films that were directed by David Fincher. So what did Netflix do? It hired Spacey and Fincher to create an American version of a British political thriller called House of Cards. Between his per-episode acting salary and producing fee, at his peak, Kevin made $20 million per season of the show. $20 million. The fall. Kevin Spacey's dramatic downfall began in late 2017 with a wave of sexual assault allegations. It all came crashing down in October of 2017 when Anthony Rapp accused Spacey of inappropriate behavior at a party in the mid-'80s. What? When Rapp was 14. What? Soon after, wait, I didn't read this part. Give me a second to be stunned. Was Spacey doing inappropriate behavior to the 14-year-old at the party in the 80s? And that makes you wonder. The 80s. Before I read on anymore, maybe Kevin Spacey wasn't what he was in the present day, or even in another 15 years, or even another 10 years. So now you come back with these allegations from the mid-'80s, and Anthony Rapp was 14? Okay, let me just continue with this. This is fishy. This is like the whole Bill Cosby stuff. You know, that one wrinkled up lady from 1969. Bill Cosby wasn't Bill Cosby yet. All the way. Come on now. Anyway, here's the article. Soon after, more men came forward with similar stories. So this is a homosexual thing. This coincided with the rise of the Me Too movement, leading to a swift and harsh response from the industry. Because in the Hollywood industry is nothing but rainbows all up and down that bad boy. Okay? A highly successful multi-decade film career was over in an instant. Kevin was hastily scrubbed from the already completed film, All the Money in the World. Producers had to bring Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Williams back to reshoot scenes that had previously featured Spacey. Considering what was happening with the Me Too movement and the Time's Up movement at the time, it was awkwardly later exposed that Wahlberg was paid $1.5 million, and get this, for his reshooting work, while Michelle was paid just $1,000. That's foul. Worst of all for Spacey's finances, he was not only fired from his $20 million per season House of Cards gig, he was also sued by the show's production company, Media Rights Capital, otherwise known as MRC. MRC sued Kevin after it was revealed that he allegedly acted inappropriately towards someone on the set of the show. In the lawsuit, MRC accused Kevin of breaching provisions of both the acting and executive producing agreements that set standards for his workplace conduct, including by breaching MRC's harassment policy. Talk about quicksand. Talk about sinking down fast. Was it really true, or is he guilty of this? MRC's lawsuit sought compensation from Spacey personally for the financial damages it incurred for having to scrap the entire 6th season after filming 2 episodes. Furthermore, MRC claimed in the scramble to right the ship, it only had enough time to produce 8 episodes for the 6th season, 5 fewer than Netflix ordered. The dominoes are falling. You see that? Therefore, MRC lost millions in licensing fees by not being able to deliver a full season. In November of 2021, Spacey was ordered to pay MRC, check this out, $31 million in damages. And in August 2022, the judgment was upheld. He ain't getting out of it. The award was broken out as a $29.5 million in compensatory damages, plus another $1.5 million in legal fees and other costs. Bang! That's a big chunk. I don't care how much you make. Kevin's MRC judgment eventually grew to $34 million, with interest and penalties. In a surprise twist, in February of 2024, MRC agreed to forgive the debt in exchange for Spacey's testimony on the production company's behalf in a separate $150 million lawsuit it filed against the show's 2 insurance companies. That lawsuit has not yet gone to trial, but the damage is done. The damage is done. You think they're going to help him out? You think they'll give him even $2 million and let him come back and act? Suffice it to say, the last 6+ years have not been easy for Kevin Spacey. I'm not saying he did not deserve the comeuppance. I'm just making a factual statement. The last 6 years have not been easy for Kevin Spacey. His reputation is gone. His career is gone. His money is gone. He even appears to be somewhat homeless at the moment, or will be soon. In a different part of the recent Piers Morgan interview, Kevin says his $6 million Baltimore townhouse has been foreclosed on and will soon be auctioned off. He claims to be heading back there soon to pack up all of his belongings, and he doesn't know where he'll live next. Wow. This is somebody who was making $20 million an episode. God knows what he was making on the other episodes before he got to that level. I mean, okay, it's a $6 million dwelling that he lived in. I'm not mad at him. $6 million, that's really frugal for the money he was making. I mean, one of his movies that paid $20 million would have paid for that off. It would have given him money to live for the rest of his life. I'm not saying he's living above his means. I don't know his personal situation, but that thing there took a big chunk. Understand, if you make $120,000 a year, how much of that do you get to keep? after you pay taxes, after you pay for overhead in your life and maintaining your lifestyle. Yeah, I make six figures. I make $120,000. But how much are you saving? And this is what I've told many people. It's not how much you make, it's what you don't spend. Because if he had socked that money away, yeah, the lawsuit is going to make him lose that money. But if he strategically socked that money away, I'm not saying to be devious, but the American way of doing things, like when Donald Trump says he doesn't pay taxes and he has all that money, that didn't sit well with people, right? The rich, when they have that mindset, doesn't mean that you're wealthy when you're rich. But these people, they know how to do things. Evidently, Kevin Spacey didn't expect this, and this happened. Things can come back to visit you. You think things that you did back in the past will go away? And for some reason, I smell a witch hunt with him somehow. I do. Because Hollywood is flaming, y'all. Hollywood is flaming. If you remove that rainbow crew away from Hollywood, there won't be no Hollywood. Come on now. And we don't think that. We don't know that. Most of us don't even know that. I didn't even know when I started to do this show. I didn't read the whole article to the end. But it wasn't any women saying anything that was inappropriate. But this dude here who was 14 years old, who knows? We can't say he did or didn't. But if he did do it, well, you can't do things like that and get away with it. And okay, no matter what your preference is, whether you're straight, you're gay, you're bi, you're trans, or LGBTQ elemental, look, it's going to be the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way down to Z one day. They're taking over the alphabet. Every 2 months there's another letter added on. They're going to have to make up new letters for that thing, right? The alphabet boys, the rainbow crew. How are you going to be around people who many of them have the same preference? It's your choice. I'm not knocking you. I'm comical. I'm making a little fun, innocent fun. But how are you going to push up on somebody who may not be with that, or who's underage, or there's enough people there to do what you like? Get with, no matter who you are, I'm saying this in general, get with somebody who is on your level and who has just as much to damn lose. Who has just as much to damn lose. Let's just say you're a straight actor, or a straight anything, a businessman, politician. Why are you going to go and mess with somebody who doesn't have no money? And you know the potential for them to want to get money out of you. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying something real. Because all of us will say things after it happens. And I'm just saying before it happens, and this is not the last time something like this will happen to somebody. They just shot him down. Because I'm quite sure if they wanted to preserve him, they would have. This wouldn't have even gotten out, because we know in Hollywood, they have all kind of parties, and you better get down and do certain things. And is it, of course he's a great actor, but is it because he pissed somebody off in high places? I want to hear your comments on this, and I'm not done. I'm talking about the financial irresponsibility. And people think, well, you didn't budget, you spent too much money, you were living above your means, but you can do things that can risk yourself on a financial level. If you're out here having strange unions with people who know who you are and you do have money, you got to realize you're a target. I know I'm a target, and I never saw $1 million in my life. In one shot, possibly my whole life I've made $1 million, right? The good jobs I've had, but when it's piddled out a little bit here, or you made $40,000 this year, or you made $58,000 this year, or you made $62,000, but you don't see all that in one bit. That's like somebody handing you a big box of cookies, and you not only are you hungry, but you want them cookies because those are your favorite cookies, but you can only eat one cookie a day. You can eat everything else you want, but I'm going to only give you, you're not getting it. You want to eat that box of cookies until you may not even finish the whole box of cookies, right? But you want to eat them until you can't eat no more. Woo, them cookies were good. I ate 12 cookies. Now, I know if it was me, I'd probably eat the whole box and look for the toilet paper right after. But to each his own. You got to be careful. Like I always say, and I've learned this, and I'm seeing it to be true. Where we stand in life, we see people, hopefully as they are. And because of the level of deception in this world, we get fooled. We don't have time to go and do a background check and check up on friends and of the person and all of this and get referrals. Well, how is this person? Whatever. Oh, he's a prick. He'll try to take you for, well, leave him alone. But we don't know. I know several people now who are going through things in relationships where that partner who seems so wonderful, right? It was deception. They wanted to get in. They wanted to get the advantage of being with that person. And when they're in, they show their ass. They show their ass in different ways. But in this case, this guy, 14 years old. 14 years old. God, dog, how embarrassing. Come on, man. If you're going to do homo stuff, do it with somebody of age. Find somebody who's 20 years old who didn't develop right and looks like a little boy. It's like the porno movies, right? I'm going to tell it. You got these, and there's a fly, and he's always trying to land in my eye. What the hell is wrong with this fly? Anyway, it's like the porn movies, right? And you have these borderline pedos, right? They don't want to watch the real thing that can land them in trouble when their house gets raided and the computer gets raided. They don't want to watch that because they know with technology those things can happen. So there's a category in the porn industry which it may not always be called this, where it's called barely legal, meaning that the young ladies in these flicks are just over 18 years old, or barely legal. And what's the other one? There was another one another category, but it's all about having these underdeveloped 18-year-olds or 19, or how long you can maintain that younger look, right? And so when these guys are stroking themselves and watching the porn, they're not thinking, oh, they're 18. These guys are covert pedos and who are fantasizing about somebody younger. So we have a lot of men and a lot of gay men. I grew up in New York City, so I'm used to a lot of gay men around me. When I went to the High School of Art and Design, what did you think was in there? It's an art school. I almost went to music and art, and I was accepted to both music and art and design. I went to art and design. But you could not say anything about the homo kids there, the gay dudes there. Nope, none of the straight guys had a problem with lesbians because that's more what they like. But the gay guys, and a lot of their parents were affluent and had money, and they weren't doing anything overt, but you might walk down the staircase and see two gay dudes who are part of the high school kissing in the stairwell. You know when you walk down the stairwell, it doesn't go straight to the next floor. It's like a landing there, and then you go down another set of steps, and then you hit the other floor. That light bulb was knocked out, and they in there smooching. I'm like, oh, man. The 5th floor bathroom in the High School of Art and Design, I don't know if it's still that way, but this is back in the late 70s. The 5th floor bathroom was the gay bathroom. It was a gay bathroom. And it had no doors on the stall. They did that to stop the guys from going in there and sucking each other off. This is 1978, 79, 80, the times I was in this high school. So this is nothing new. They will cater to them. And if you're on their team and you piss somebody off, they're going to come for you. My question is, did Kevin Spacey piss somebody off? Was Kevin Spacey so secure in all the money he made, he didn't think that he can come crashing down financially and the domino effect have him? Doesn't Kevin Spacey have enough friends after all these movies who can say, hey, you can come bunk with me? Or here, I got a couple million here. Let me buy you this condo for $2 million. You're a good guy. You'll get on your feet again. No, they can't do it because in Hollywood, once you're blackballed, nobody who is in there legitimate better F with you. Better F-U-C-K with you. Hey, Kevin, you know you're cool. You can call me sometime, but I can't even draw money out my bank because they'll check my records. Look, Hollywood is tight. When they want to sink you, they will sink you. All these actors who acted with him in all these movies, where are they? Where are they now? So we need to take a lesson from that. You can budget well. You can be frugal and live below your means. You can invest well. You can have your properties paid for. Even on a regular level, you can have your pension, you can have your Social Security, you can have all these things, but the wrong move. I mean, it's bad enough that you can get sick without health coverage. It can sink you where, oh, you don't have enough health coverage, so I guess you got to die. Because you know when you go into the hospitals, especially in America, the first thing they want to know, do you have health coverage? Meaning, do you have the ability to pay, even though it's the insurance company paying? You're paid, you go in. You don't have it, you got to sit there and wait. because you know the doctors, what do they call it? Oh, help me with this in the comment section. The doctor's pledge. I'm calling it that. Maybe that's not it. But they are supposed to help everybody. They're supposed, no matter who you are, poor, rich, whatever, you're supposed to take you in. This is health. It's not your fault. Maybe it could be your fault. We don't have enough money, but it's not supposed to be looked at that way. But that's not the way it is. You better have some kind of coverage, and things can happen anyway. So there's many ways to sink you financially. Be careful with your behavior. Whoever you are, they will dig things up from the past. Me, I can say I don't have to worry about that. I'm not famous and hooked up with anybody. I'm just an independent, social media, controversial, speak my mind type dude. And I still watch my tracks. Because you got AI right now. You got some real looking artificial intelligence right now. With my face the way it is out there, my voice that's out there, they can replicate anything. And I saw SCURV, he was robbing a bank. I saw SCURV and he was doing homo stuff or anything. You understand? They can do this now, and they will do this in the future. I'm not saying they did it to Kevin Spacey, but if they really want you and you're not a famous person, they'll put that out there in the news, and people, oh man, it's terrible what this guy did. That's what they're moving to. Or to blackmail you. You see this here? You wouldn't want this to get out, even though it's not true. I was talking. I want to keep on a little more. I jotted down some points. I don't have to read out everything about it. But the bottom line, you know, it's easy to assume that celebrities live in a constant state of luxury and they don't have the problems that many of us do, right? But Kevin Spacey's confession on Piers Morgan, that underscores that any of us can get hit in ways that we don't understand. And financial irresponsibility doesn't just have to mean you're living above your means. It could be other things that come back and hit you and sink you. You see what I mean? So I made a list of securing your financial future. 10 strategies. You can go to Lancescurv.com and look at the detail of it. I'm not going to bore you with this, right? Because I get feedback. Lance, don't be reading nothing off, man. I want to hear you talk freestyle. Okay, but I want to put these points out there. It's 10 points to secure your financial future. I'll go through them quick. Create and stick to a budget. Build an emergency fund. Avoid high interest debt. Invest in insurance. Diversify your investments. Plan for retirement. Educate yourself on financial literacy. Live below your means. Automate savings and investments. Regularly review financial goals. You got to have goals. You can't just, I'm just going to work and just keep paying bills. You have to be accumulating money. You have to be investing money. You have to secure yourself. Like I said, it's not, I really should read through all of this stuff, right? I got time. I ain't got time. Let me go back and I'm going to make it quick because it's like a short sentence for each one, right? Because there's another 10 common financial pitfalls and how we sabotage ourselves. I'm going to read that too. But because people say, well, what's this and what's that? You know, you got people who get on the show and they're like, is this live? Is it live? I'm sitting there. Yes, it's live. Are you sure? Unless I'm a dead man. But anyway, create and stick to a budget. A budget helps track income and expenses, ensuring you live within your means. Regularly review and adjust your budget to reflect changes in your financial situation. Build an emergency fund. Aim to save 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This fund acts as a financial cushion against unexpected events like medical emergencies or job loss. Avoid high interest debt. Credit card debt and payday loans can quickly spiral out of control due to high interest rates. Prioritize paying off these debts and avoid taking on new ones. But we all want our money now. And it's not our money. They're going to gank us in the interest rate and we sink ourselves more. Look, come on. I'm not the only old guy here, right? At 61 years old. How many of you remember, what is it now? Oh God, what is it? What is it? We haven't had it in existence for a long time. It's pay as you go. You go to a department store and I'm surprised I forgot this. I don't know. I hope my brain is acting right. You go to a department store or a local shop and you pay down. If something was $1,000, they say, okay, if you can pay this $1,000 in 6 months, we'll allow you to pay $50 each, time period before that 6 months, and you can get it. Layaway, that's what it is, a layaway plan. We don't want layaway no more. We used to buy things on layaway because we can afford it. And if we didn't pay in time, well, we forfeited the item and they keep the money. This is not a layaway society, right? So avoiding high interest debt, we need to do the layaway ourselves. You see something for a certain price, put yourself in the budget. Say I want to get this item in 6 months and it costs $2,000. Break it down into 20 payments or 50, whatever, weekly, I don't know. So you have that money and you can pay for it, but we don't have the discipline for that. Ain't that something? That's what gets us. Okay, invest in insurance. Health, life, and disability insurance can protect you from financial devastation due to unforeseen circumstances. Review and update your coverage regularly. Diversify your investments. Spread your investments across various asset classes, stocks, bonds, real estate, to reduce risk. Diversification helps protect your portfolio from market volatility. Plan for retirement. Contribute into retirement accounts like 401k, I don't know about that one, or IRAs. The earlier you start, the more you benefit from compound interest, securing your future financial stability. At 401k, I've seen the market crash or go bad, and they put in so much money, and now they have 25%. I don't know about that, but technically that's the way they have to say it, right? But I'm telling you right now, nada. Educate yourself on financial literacy. Understanding personal finance principles is crucial. Take courses, read books, and consult financial advisors to make informed decisions. You know why? There's a lot of things going on out here in the world that have changed, and little loopholes and little things you can do, and the knowledge, having it. Compare that to how many of us get on the gossip blogs. Compare that to how many of us want to know what's going on with who's sleeping with who, as far as a celebrity in Hollywood and who got caught with who. We have an interest in filth that is unparalleled to any other point in history. And we have an ever-increasing lust for this type of information when we should be educating ourselves. And most of us don't. If people are honest, if you look around you, people are not going to tell their business. But so many of us, when we transition, our families have to pass around a cup. Meaning that I have to do a page, to get donations and, various platforms and stuff to get donations because what kind of life are they living? Don't you know that you're going to leave this earth one day? Why do we live like we're going to live forever? Right? Why don't we look eventually, very soon, I want to know where I'm going to be buried. I want to purchase the plot and I want to go there. I'm going to chill out. Go there. This is where I'm going to be buried, y'all. When I do it, I'm going to do a video on it. People say, well, you weird. Why you want to think about that? Because just like Stephen Covey wrote in his book, what is it? The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Maybe I jacked the title up. I read that like 30. When did it come out? In the 80s or 90s? Whenever it came out, I read it. The first thing he said was begin your journey with the end in mind. When you know that there is an end, you respect the time that you have. This is why I always have a sense of urgency in anything I do. And if anything around me is dead weight and counterproductive to my goals, it has to go because it's only going to hurt you. My own habits or the habits of someone else. And I was looking at a video on TikTok earlier, and it was a woman who speaks in a very spiritual way. She will refer to scripture, but she's not just a person who's quoting scripture and don't know what the hell she's talking about. She breaks it down. And she was saying how when you spend time with people who have a wrath coming their way, and you might be not guilty, you might be innocent of what they have coming to them, you will get it. You will get it. You'll get part of it. Let me break it down in street terms. If there's a hit on somebody, say, for example, rival drug gangs and one of the drug dealers is standing on the corner, he feels safe, and there's a hit out on him, you'd be a fool to stand next to him. You'd be a fool to stand next to him because that's the very time. And you trying to keep, I'm keeping it real. That's my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? We came up together. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to risk catching a bullet from somebody who doesn't know how to. And they're not going to say, let's aim at him. They're going to spray up the whole area and you're going to catch it. So that's true. That's a spiritual law. So if you constantly hang around people who are irresponsible, that don't want to learn anything, who have bad habits, it's not going to align you the way that you need when you need to get this information. Get around people who are frugal. You know, I know several millionaires, and I would not dare ask them for anything unless it's life and death or something to do with my children. You don't do that. You have to have financial responsibility. I have lots of friends who can help me with certain things. There have been times when times are rough. I wasn't saying a damn thing. I wasn't saying a damn thing because it's for me to take it on the chin, and they respect me for that. Now, if I ask them, they'll do it for me. Because they know Lance ain't gonna really, no, he's not that kind of person, right? So yeah, that's what it is. Plan for a time. We already did that one. Okay, oh, here it is, yeah. Live below your means. That's kind of hard. Resist the temptation to upgrade your lifestyle with every income increase. Save or invest the extra money instead of spending it on luxuries. And what really is a luxury? Luxuries are liabilities. You get an income increase. Let me tell you something. Some folks in the melanated community, as soon as they get an increase in their money, an income increase, here they go looking for ways to spend it. I'm sorry. First thing you're going to get is a weave. Your nails done, ladies. What you going to do, fellas? You're going to buy some clothes. You're going to try to get a better car. Knowing good and damn well that if you lived and live frugally and maintain that same level, right? That same level, that extra money will pile up more when you invest in it, you save it, right? Try to live in a way where you don't need a loan. Go somewhere where you can build a home where there's no mortgage, it's paid for once and done. I left the country to be able to be in that position, to do that. You can do that. I'm a citizen of the planet. I can go anywhere I want. I can go right back to America and chill, hang out with friends. Okay, I'm going home now. I'm going home the way I don't have a mortgage. And you have some people who are so hung up on what they make more than the other person. I know people like that. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. And I've had people call me, hey man, I heard you moved out to Africa. Yes, there's a love and a vibration here for me because you got haters out here too, right? But I knew what I can do with this move. I'm still here. I'm looking at the sun right now, the same sun you're looking at. I'm breathing the air right now, a little cleaner than what's in New York City, but I'm breathing the same air right now. I'm vibing. I'm looking at trees the same way. Eggs boil the same way. Toast gets bread toast the same way. Everything happens the same way. But it's propaganda to keep us in that trap. And we really get caught out there because of our lust, whether it's a financial lust or the appear that we have more than what we have, or the lust that get out of control and people come back with a lawsuit on us. That's terrible, right? Automate savings and investments. Set up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts. This ensures consistent contributions and reduces temptation to spend. It goes in there automatically. We have technology, use it for your advantage. Regularly preview financial goals. Periodically assess your financial goals and progress. Adjust strategies as needed to stay on track. But again, we so busy worried about whose penis is in Kim Kardashian's mouth. Let's be real. This particular video, most people are going to watch it until the juicy part is over, but they're not going to listen to the rest of it. And it's not going to be a high hit video, right? So, I mean, I'm not looking for, I want the core group. And for those who have hit the subscribe button and follow what I do, I appreciate you. I used to have, on my old stuff, a lot of followers. But if you have 117,000 followers and you make about 1,000 hits on it, on your video, then there's only 1,000 people following you. I'm one of them dudes that, I'm going to follow him. They don't come back no more. I don't care about that. The work will continue to churn out there, And I want to deal with the intelligent people who are not concerned, first and foremost, that how many penises were in Kim Kardashian's mouth, right? A lot of mouths out here. So you're just going to be busy trying to find out people's business, and you should be learning something, right? Now, I might, let me see what time it is. Okay, I can run through these real quick. All right. Common financial pitfalls, how we sabotage ourselves. Lifestyle inflation. Increasing spending as income rises, leading to no real savings or investments. This is why you have people who are wealthy, rich, and they lose it all because they figure they can get more. Look, it's nothing more telling than tax return time in America in the hood, because every Negro, when they get that little 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000, whatever it may be, they got $1 million. And they push their chest out, and they want to spend, and they want to show everybody their new jewelry, their new weave, their new shoes, their new this. But the Korean man, and the Indian man, and the Russian man, and the foreign people that are there, that understand how tough things can be, especially back in their country, and they're sitting here watching you like a damn fool. Number 2, impulse spending. Making spontaneous purchases without considering long-term financial impact. That's the thing. And I haven't always been that way, but I was never foolish either. But now I'm like, do I really want to go to that restaurant and eat that meal that tastes good, that by the time I get home it's just going to be a pile of doo-doo? I'm not paying for doo-doo. You got to look at it that way. Nah. I might as well stay home and rip up the money and flush it down the toilet, when I can make something good at home. Now, if you travel, you're going to have to eat out. I understand that. But even then, lack of financial planning, failing to set financial goals and create a plan to achieve them. What are your financial goals, bro? Oh, I don't know right now, because I ain't making that much money, so I ain't got I can't save that much. But you're in the Chinese joint, spending $15 and $20 when you can cook at home or just be disciplined to not have to spend that money, which will pile up. You know something? We do it to ourselves. We're on a sinking ship, and we done poked holes in the sides of the ship, and we're sinking, right? Sinking and stinking. Ignoring debt, not addressing or planning to pay off debt, which accumulates interest and grows over time. Before things were automated online and you can go on your bank account and transfer things out, we used to get bills, and bills sometime would pile up on that dresser. And I don't know why people would put the bills in the bedroom on the dresser, so as they go to sleep, they're looking at the bills and stress. And they start calling you. Oh, you owe $606, and if you don't pay, it's going to go to $720. I can handle extra money. Oh, that $720 is going to go to $890, and you ignore it. The bills keep coming, and now the debt's $1,500. I'm just making this up, and it's stressing you. You can't even enjoy yourself. You're having sex, and you think about bills. Honey, what's wrong? You're not enjoying it? Yes, I am, but I got a few things on my mind. It will permeate your life in so many different ways. That's all you'll see. You get paid, you don't get happy because you can't do nothing with it because you're in so much debt. Debt is the number one thing that gets us. I'm not trying to make no debt. Right now, I get around, the van stopped right here at the end of my street. The amount of money it costs to go into the city is literally nothing. If it's, let's say, I think it's 17 now. They say it's 20, but sometimes they try to rip you off and they think you're a tourist. But let's say when it was 15, just to round it off, the exchange rate roughly, because it goes up and down a little bit daily, is $1 brings you 15 CDs. So if they charge me 15, or even 17, 18, it's around $1 or a little more than $1 to go all that way. So I'm trying to embellish my home and use every daggone penny, taking my time so I don't owe anybody anything. So take the vans. I'll probably get a car in a year or two, maybe. I'm cool. I'd rather be financially stable and come home to a palace than be out there with some expensive car or even a car that I can't afford. Why have a vehicle and you can't even repair the radiator. You got to lift it up before you leave and pour antifreeze or water in there, and you can't. You that strapped? But people like to front. Oh, I have money for this. I got money for that. Come on. We have these weird feelings toward looking a certain way. I don't mind hopping on that van. I am saving so much money. I don't have to do tune-ups. I don't have to rotate the tires. I don't have to just fix the radiator or buy a new one. And my thing is, when you get a vehicle, they say, okay, when you get the vehicle, I'm just, mixing it up a little bit. You get the vehicle, and when you first buy it off the lot, it depreciates immediately, so much percentage, that if you had turned around and said, oh, buy this back for me, they're not going to give the same money that you paid for it. So that means get the vehicle 2, 3, 4 years old. But if you get that vehicle, make sure that vehicle, you're going to treat it like your liver. You're going to treat it like your kidneys. You're going to treat it like your heart. And most of us don't even treat our bodies that way, the way we do a vehicle. Treat it like it's your last vehicle ever, and you can never get another one. So if you buy it new, it only pays to have it once you have it 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The little Toyota Corolla that I drove in Orlando, it was purchased by my wife before I met her in 1996. That thing lasted until the time that we left and came out here in 2020, right? 2020. So what is that? 96, 2006, 2016, 24 years. And she ended up driving the better car, which the man should do. And I drove that one. And it was mechanically perfect. I just had to go like 2-3 miles to go to the base to drive the bus and park it. Hey, man, they used to make fun of me. Hey, man, that's chitty chitty bang bang. No, it worked so smooth, and it was a beautiful car. But these Negroes, they're driving their big Range Rovers, they're driving their big Lexuses and whatever have you, and they're embarrassed to come to work on the bus when they realize that their car has been repossessed, oftentimes right in the parking lot of the job. And that happens in corrections a lot. You get a lot of overtime, you make money. Oh, I'm going to get this vehicle. What do you need it for? Why do you have like 6 kids and you're getting a Corvette? They all can't pile up in there. Or why is it that you're a single person with a 50-mile commute every day and you get the biggest SUV that's a gas guzzler? We don't think. I really don't even want a vehicle, only for the convenience of not getting caught up in the rain or bringing stuff home. That's it. It's probably going to be something tiny, and it may not be a car. It may be a small pickup or something like that. I don't care about rolling the windows down with my hand. I ain't paying for it. You see what I mean? I'm just getting what I need. Over-leveraging credit. Relying too heavy on credit cards or loans leading to high interest payments and debt accumulation. That explains itself. Poor investment choices. Investing without proper research leading to losses and financial instability. Don't invest in your aunt's restaurant that's way out in a city that's not even developed. Well, 5 years from now, it's going to be bustling. And 5 years from now, the economy goes bad, people lose their jobs, and you got a restaurant that ain't paying because anybody walking past it. What's the foot traffic? You know what I mean? We do some dumb stuff thinking that, we're going to get rich over this. And even when you get a business, you got to work it and you got to sacrifice. I know discipline and I know sacrifice. Point me in the right direction, you're going to do it, and we're going to do it. And you're going to see me get it. Neglecting to save, failing to build an emergency fund or save for future needs, leaving you vulnerable to financial crisis. People can make a lot of money, have all the trappings of success, and you'll be surprised. All I got is $13 in my bank account, and they about to take that, and it's going to go to overdraft, and I'm going to... It's so crazy, right? Overconfidence in income stability, assuming your income will always be high, which can lead to risky financial behavior. That speaks for itself. But so many of us are dumb, and we do that. It ebbs and flows. Things happen. Underestimating expenses, misjudging the cost of living, or large purchases leading to budget shortfalls. You're always lowballing something because now you think you can take some of that money and spend it on something stupid. Trying to impress others. Oh, that should have been number 1. But I'm glad that's the last one. Why? Because we need to put that in our head. Spending to appear wealthy or successful, often at the expense of financial health. Let me tell you something. People have made fun of me and think, oh, he ain't got no money. He can't do this, whatever have you. And the very thing that they were counting on, which I won't even say it, got ripped away from them. Now they're sitting there looking stupid. But I'm like that little turtle who took the time and kept it grounded. And now things are not looking bad for me at all. They never look bad. No matter how many people tried to sink me. Oh, I've been through it. But every step I take in my projects here, and there's stuff coming and coming and coming, I'll be very happy. And please, like we said before, you got to be careful who's around you. You have to be careful on who's around you. I'm going to do a show on this too. And the title is going to be, It's Better to Walk Alone Than to Be in a Tribe That Wants the Worst for You. And I don't want to start that video because I'm going to wrap this down soon. But basically, when things are good and you have money, there'll be people around you benefiting from the thing. No problem here. Take this. Oh, yeah, we're going to go out. I cover it. And there's so many of us with our egos want to appear to be more than what we are. Oh, yeah, I'm going to buy everybody drinks. Yeah, and buy them this. And they want to talk that way. And they know they can't afford it. And you got people around you who will suck from you, who will use you. And when it's all done and they think there's no more left, that's a wrap. They're not around no more. So it's better to walk alone and only let people in your inner circle. And we're talking about finances right now because we can talk about a lot of other things, but this applies to everything in life. Be careful who is around you. Be careful what tribe, and I say tribe, group of people, friends, tribe. That's just a word that I use. You got to be careful because they can all be plotting on you and what you have. Oh, yeah, he got the money for that. You see, he got that new car. He got that new girlfriend and he bought all that jewelry and he's taking her out to the high price restaurants every night. Why don't you hit him up for a loan? And when your money comes down, they don't want to pay that loan back. Ain't that something? And they look at you funny where you don't want to be bothered with them, but they borrowed money from you that they don't want to pay back. Straight friggin' bums. Leeches, maggots. You don't need maggots in your life. And them same maggots, when they can't get nothing from you, when you get hip to the game, they will continue to put you down because they come with nothing of their own, or they have their own financial issues. That's quite obvious. They talk big, but they ain't got jack shit. Excuse me, excuse my language. I had to say it that way, but that's the way it is. That is absolutely the way it is. Wow. I'm going to wrap this down. I hope it was entertaining enough. And we talked about Kevin Spacey, but it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be somebody high profile because most people are not high profile like that. But I picked him because he came out and admitted to that. And it could be any one of us on any level. But for somebody to make $20 million a movie, that's mind-boggling. Several movies, lots of movies, and making millions before that. You mean you couldn't live in $1 million place? Now, $1 million is nothing now, especially like in certain parts of California. You're getting a hood house, a 3-bedroom, tiny square foot with 1,000-something square feet in the hood. $1 million. Heck to the no. You got to think and plan long ahead of time. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. It's been good. Lancescurv out. Always hit Lancescurv.com. Leave your comments. But Lancescurv.com is where you see everything. I'm not going to depend on these platforms anymore. They play too many games. So that's where everything will be housed. And I'm looking forward to see your comments on the blog as well as on the social media platforms. They'll take those away too. Let's talk some sense. We'll always make it entertaining. Send me some topics. Lance at Lancescurv.com. Or you can reach me directly. Now, if I don't have your number programmed on my phone, I ain't picking up. 407-590-0755. And that's also on WhatsApp. And you can call straight from America because I have the hookup. It's not going to incur any long distance charges. Don't worry about it. I got that. Trust me. If it gives you any charges, I'll pay for the bill. So know that I'm solid. It's been enjoyable. See you next time. Much love. Think straight. And remember, it's better to walk alone than to be in a tribe that wants the worst for you. Peace.
Once you get a taste of the world of Lancescurv, trust me, you'll be back for more. Lancescurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.